I'm back. This is Heather, and welcome back to my channel. And I am here to liberate visionary leaders. And that means if you're one of them mystical women, one of those sacred rebels, one of those mystics, shamans, all that good stuff. And one of my favorite things that I love is those deep conversations underneath the stars at night. This video is for you. You're my kind of woman. Now, what I wanted to talk about today was, how do I want to word this? It's like the visionary dream, like the actual dream, the desires, and the actual map to get there. So the first part is going to be about the desires that are kind of laying there for you, and the process that I go through so that you can kind of get a sense of how I operate and how things work and how I bring this all together. There's so many nuances to this, but I bring it all together in my membership. So I just wanted to talk about first the desires. And I have just a little so I don't forget anything here. Now, the desires I want to talk about is the authentic expression that you and I long for. Absolutely. Meaningful impact. This is what we're here for. We're not a cog in the wheel. We can't do it. The 9 to 5 thing, doing what out there, no, it's not happening. The desire is the deep connection and the connection to our community, to our families, to ourselves, to our spouses. We really, really desire that deep connection. Honestly, we do. The creative freedom is another thing that we desire. We want personal fulfillment and growth. The other desire too is the recognition, and we want to leave a legacy. And we also want to actually live the dream that we have, like that we got brewing in our minds and in our bodies. Like, we know what our bodies want, and sometimes we can't quite figure out how to get there, but we just need to open up a little bit more. And so in the work that I do, this is kind of my process, and I did just quickly abbreviate it so that I could keep myself on track and just give little explanations. Now, like I said before, this is pretty nuanced, so we go in different ways and different levels in the membership, and that information is down below in the description. So the beginning was all about exploring this world, making those mistakes, and believe me, they weren't mistakes. Those were treasure hunts. You go about it in such a messy way that you find the treasure in the end, and most people call that making mistakes, but that's been basically my life, is just making nothing but mistakes, finding out the hard way, and then it's about stop making those mistakes and gleaming the wisdom from that. So that's been a big part of my journey, and I'm still learning, I'm still growing, and everything that I'm going to talk about here is like, it's kind of like, let's call it a map. This is my process, my evolution, and the nuances is how I help other people. So you can get kind of a sense of this. So the first part of it was the divine connection, is realizing, whoa, I am actually connected to the divine. Holy cow. And just stopping the ego from making the messes is basically what I'm getting at here, because the ego is like massive. It gets ridiculous. It tells you crazy crap. You make all these stupid mistakes, and then you end up in hot water, and then you find the same patterns again. Gone through that, been through that, done it. And still sometimes some things do come up, and it's like, whoop, okay, what's happening here? So it's all about like divine connection, clearing out the space, recognizing the patterns, what we're doing or what I'm doing that's making these messes, what's the wisdom, and then moving on from there, getting the wisdom and going on from there. So that leads to the next part of my process, is the self-awareness piece, the service, the selfless service is the word I'm going for, because I found that when I was like muddling about and I was making my little treasure hunts to find the wisdom, when I was creating different businesses before, it would fall like they served me. Believe me, they served me. There was so much wisdom in that, and to the outside world, it looks like massive flops, but they weren't. There was so much wisdom in there. So I've come to learn it's not about serving the self, not the ego. It's selfless serving. It's helping others. So this is kind of like another area that I cover in the membership, but it's very nuanced. We go through different things so we get an understanding of more self-awareness. Now, the next thing that I think is super, super important, it's been the biggest part of my journey, is solid inner certainty. Knowing without a doubt what you're here to do. And a lot of my life was based on a lot of confusion, moments of like clarity, like crystal clear. And I think this year, and this is September 2024, there's been a massive, massive amount of clarity. There is a massive understanding of the mission and what I'm here to do. So this is a very important piece. This is very much about self-empowerment, because once you have absolute clarity, there's like nothing that can take you off your path. Even the doubts that come through, nothing can stop you. So again, I'm going to go on to the next part of my process. So now that there's so much clarity and wisdom and all that good stuff, we go into more divine connection. We go into using and understanding, and I shouldn't say using because it sounds like it's a terrible thing, but it's actually a tool and it's a guide as well. It's understanding our emotions. And maybe I'll lose some of you here. Don't matter. I don't care. But the emotions are an amazing tool that we can use to use us as a guide. And of course, like I said, I go into a lot more of that. And the next thing too is part of my experience and part of my process is being an open-hearted, adventurous, and having that approach is being excited for like any challenge that comes up. I'm like, oh, what's this? Okay, what are we going to get from it? So sometimes my mind will tell me, oh crap, you better worry about this. But it's like, no, I got nothing to worry about. I'm like, when you understand, like, when you get the deeper connection going on, you have this level of trust. And that's one of the other pieces too, is the trust piece. But this part of having the open heart adventurous spirit, it allows me an expansive view of what could be viewed as a challenge. And really, challenges are just treasure hunts. Like, honestly, that's all they are. It's just got wisdom there for you. You might have to get over a little hump, whatever. But ultimately, it's a piece of wisdom for you. So it's like a beautiful treasure hunt. I love it. I like having that spirit about me. Everything is an adventure. Everything's exciting. Even the good stuff can lead to such magic. Like, it's amazing. I love it. And this part of it, it just shows other what is possible. It's the potential, and it inspires other people to take that leap into the unknown, because you just don't know what you're going to find. And that's the key here. When you have an open-hearted, adventurous spirit, you are playing with the unknown, and that makes it really fun. Challenge or not, like, it's just so much fun. I mean, the challenges aren't so much fun afterwards, but then as you can see in my breakthrough broadcast, I don't know if you know about that, but these challenges present breakthroughs for me, and when I get the wisdom out of it, like, it just changes everything for me. And so the last piece that this system, this is my process, is the trust piece. This is the instinct piece. This is the clarity and the insight. And with this, it helps guide people into their own guidance system. And there's so many different ways that we can do this. This trust piece is massive, 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 massive. Like, it's crazy how big it is. I mean, I could do a masterclass on that alone, and then talking about the nuances about it, because I've explored this so much. This has been one of the core themes in my life, is trust. developing that trust, understanding. And actually, in that breakthrough broadcast, episode number 2, I talk about how I actually wasn't trusting. And I was creating spaces and areas in my life where I was actually afraid of the divine spark within me and I didn't trust it. And so when we cultivate this relationship, trusting ourselves, trusting our judgment, trusting our instincts, trusting everything, it becomes a guidance system, and then you just automatically follow your instincts, and then magic happens. And so it's an incredible process. This is one that I go through, like, this has been my entire life, you know, discovering the divine connection, discovering who I am, discovering what it means to be of service to others, discovering what it means to be a new earth leader that leads from the heart, that creates from the heart. It, you know, the mind, my mind is an exceptional tool, and so is yours, but it's how we use it. And as I said in my other video with the broadcast video, we see how our thinking process and how our mind has us so trapped. When you look at how the collective and everything, the narrative out there, you see how the mind has us trapped. If you believe that we are trapped, then for sure you're going to be trapped. But I don't believe that for a second. I believe that we are at the most pristine time in our lives to create the freaking magic that we're supposed to do, to create something so much bigger than the mind. We are going to create something so freaking amazing. I can't wait. I'm so excited for it. And I hope you can feel my excitement. And I hope that you can sense the desires that what you're here to bring, like that deep connection and the impact and the recognition, and just giving yourself the recognition, being able to give your own self the recognition that you need and not relying on validation from the outside world is just like, it's a game changer, absolute game changer. And so this is my mission, is to create impact in the world through changing other people's lives and their minds and their hearts and their bodies, and to have them actually trust themselves so much that they can create what they want. Like in my business model, I mean, I have structure for sure. There is some structure there, but I allow the divine to actually move through me and we create together, because I'm tapping into the field of the true desires, like the ultimate, what we're here to do. Like if that means living on a beach and connecting with the ocean every day till you get the inspiration so that you can inspire somebody else, and you know, hallelujah. I wake up every day and I'm like always doing the self-awareness work, because this is my process. Like I really need to go through this stuff and really, really connect to myself, connect to the source, and really, like, my business is its own consciousness. The people that come to me, they have their own consciousness, and so it's about tapping into that and being open to receive that. So I'm going to end this now because I'm going to talk forever, and I hope this inspires you. Yeah, I look forward to seeing you on the next video, and yeah, please subscribe. I always forget to say subscribe. I want to grow this channel and reach more women that are feeling this, feeling the urge to be initiated into your soul-led business, because this is what this is. My entire life has been a freaking initiation. There has been so much. And the business part of it, being a sovereign being, and the initiation in a soul-led business has been like the ultimate initiation. And it's been fun, not fun, fun, not fun, and all that good stuff. So anyway, I'm going to end it here. So thank you for being here. Thank you for subscribing. And hello to all the new subscribers. That's amazing. I'm always loving to hear your comments and your questions, and I'm open to feedback as long as you're nice. Like, we're not here to be gnarly. This is an open field of gratitude and love and praise, and I hope you feel that. So until the next video, I will see you then. Bye.